of their own past on, they sent them to the next world with fire, a burning ship set upon the sea, its flames lightening the night like a final star. It was their way of saying goodbye and of reminding the gods that another soul was coming home. That was the Viking way: to live with strength, to die with honor, and to be remembered forever. The North could not hold them forever. The Vikings were born with the sea in their blood, the wind in their bones. When the fog grew quiet and the snow melted, they pushed their long ships at once more, not just for war, but for the wonder. They sailed west to the green lands of Britain and Ireland, where their axes sang and their banners rose. They went east to the great rivers of Russia, trading fowl, iron, amber for silk, silver, and stories. They reached the walls of Constantinople, where the golden domes shone like a dream, and there the Viking warriors became the Valagans guard, sworn to protectors of the emperors, feared by all who faced them wherever they went. They left more than fear. They left names, terms, bloodlines. They built routes, founded kingdoms, and carved their spirit into the land far from home. Some stayed and became farmers again. Others took local wives and built new whole lives. And the old word Viking slowly changed from a name of leaders to a name of settlers, to a name of explorers, to a name of kings. In time, they reached the edge of the known world. A man named Leif Erikson, son of Alec the Red, sailed even far across the endless sea and found a land they called Vinland. Long before any map showed it, they had touched the shores of what we now call America. They never claimed it, never built empires of marbles or gold. They were men of wood and iron, content to see what lay beyond the horizon and to know the world was wider than any one kingdom. Their journeys changed the North, and the North changed the world. Even as centuries passed, their spirit did not fade. It lived on in the story, in the sages were swept past by firelight, and in every soul who dares to love home to find. Some greater, because to be a Viking was never just to fight. It was to seek, it was to endure, and to believe that fate favors the bold. Every age must end, even for the mighty Vikings. The gods grew silent. The old songs began to fade. Across the North, new faith came, a cross replacing the hammer, a single God standing where once many ruled. Some bowed, some Fourth, but most important, that change is another kind of war. But most understand that change is another kind of war. One that no blade can win. The long ships sailed less often. The sword hung longer on the walls, and the children who once dreamed of Valhalla now learned new prayer under quiet lips. Yet, the heart of the North did not die. It only changed shape. The courage that once burned in battle turned into the strength to build, to farm, to trade. The pride that once lost axes now led kingdoms. Norway, Denmark, and Sweden, all born from the blood and sweat of those who came before. But in the winter nights, when the fire burned low, the old men still told stories of Odin's wisdom, of Thor's thunder, of ships that cut through the storms like knives through silk, and the children listened with eyes, their hearts stirring with something ancient, something wide, because through the word had changed the spirit of the Viking, never left it. It lived in the daring of explorers, in the courage of sailors, and in every soul who refuses to bow, to fear, to say the gods now sleep in Asgard. Their hearts quiet and the cold, but sometimes when the distance split the skies and the sea roars like a beast, you can still feel them watching, smiling. For the world they built still stands, and their blood still beats us. Oh, the age of the Viking is over, but their spirit fears, flee, unbroken, will never die.